It has been a long time since I've done a part two of a video like this. If you'll recall the good old days, in decades past, I did quite often like a part two responding to comments because I've never been scared to respond to criticism head on or acknowledge that I was wrong about something, if that was the case, which is pretty rare. But I was looking at the comments of the Lookism video and I was like, dude, what is going on? Like this isn't these aren't humans. What is this? What's going on? So we're gonna make a part two. We're gonna try and get to the bottom of this dang old Scooby-Doo mystery together because I have no idea what is going on. There's been a lot of people like straight up embarrassing themselves, like genuinely doing things that if I did, I would kill myself. If I did something this embarrassing, I would be like, yeah, no, uninstalling the internet. I'm throwing my fucking router into a wood chipper. And a good example is I left a joke as the pinned comment. So I try and do like a pinned comment with a quick link to the Discord, which you should join the Discord, by the way. And here's the pinned comment. It's Korea is truly a strange land. True, it is. But then as the joke part of it is also they got the names wrong in the anime. His name is Daniel and they call him some strange made up words instead, which is very funny. I'm really patting myself on the back for that one because it's still making me laugh. That'd be a great tweet too. But uh obviously a joke, right? And yet there's 39 replies as of recording this. And so many of them are like these first two. They're like, that's his real name in the Korean manhwa. That's awkward considering his original name. It's like, you guys, if you had spent maybe 40 seconds thinking with your brain, why on earth would someone like me who lived in Korea, who is fluent in Korean, why would I make this joke unless it was like full on sarcasm, stupid joke? Like, this is clearly satirical. This is clearly like meant to joke about someone who only read the English translation of Lookism and was like, what the hell? Why aren't they calling him Daniel? I mean, come on, guys. Like, you two, everyone else who commented this, and everyone who upvoted, you guys are just like, what are you? Even people, you're like amoebas. You're like a single cell organism in terms of brain power. Let's start looking at comments. Obviously, there's like 600 comments on the video. I'm not going to respond to them all. This video will be 3 hours long. And the other reason I'm not going to respond to them all is because there are a lot of repeats, just the same thing said by like 20 different people. And so I went through, I looked through the comment section, I looked through a lot of them, and I picked the ones that seem to represent the group as a whole. So again, we have a really, really super embarrassing comment, which is someone saying, and technically, this ain't anime. It's from Korea. It's not a manga. It's from a webtoon comic, which, first of all, who the fuck do you think you are to say that this was a webtoon comic? Webtoon is trash and didn't. Webtoon's not responsible for Lookism's creation, so shut up. Second of all, it's almost like there was a lengthy section of the video where I'm like, what do we call this? It's not anime because it's from Korea, but I don't know what to call it. It's almost like if you had watched the video instead of just commenting the first thing your fucking pea brain thought of, you would have saved yourself this embarrassment. But congratulations, you've been immortalized forever as a bottom tier human. The next one, this is a bad comment. I forgot about this one. Damn. This is a bad comment. You shouldn't have left this, bro. But it says, what? Lookism is so good. I can relate on the story. I'm sorry. Which part of the story can you relate to? Hey guys, let's all put our brain power together and think here for a minute. Who do you think this person relates to? Do you think it's maybe, I don't know, the fat, ugly loser who everybody hates? Or do you think maybe it's the person who's bullying the fat, ugly losers? I don't know, because that's all Lookism is. It's like ugly, gross people banding together, or people being ugly and gross in a different way by being superficial and being mean. So either way, I suppose you are a villain. This comment's a little bit longer, but again, it's, oh God, it's like, I don't know about you guys. I have a really low tolerance for cringe. Like I follow on like TikTok and Instagram, I follow cringe accounts that I literally cannot look at because it makes me feel like my skeleton is trying to tear out of my own skin. So these comments are like hard to read. They're making me cringe so much, but I'll try my best. How is it not featured on the front page of your Netflix when it was plastered and advertised all over mine? First thing I saw from the past 2 days when I log in. Lookism. Every time I finish an anime or movie, Lookism. It's all over the damn place on Netflix, dude. Wow. It's almost like if you had watched the video, you would know. I literally talk about this in the video. How everybody's Netflix is different. And on my particular Netflix, Lookism was not being featured. It was not a main point. You know, it wasn't like the linchpin of the anime itself being bad. I was just like, huh, that's interesting that that didn't happen. And it's almost like if you watch the video all the way through, you would have saved yourself this. But you have ADHD and you're suffering from cognitive dissonance and just everything's going wrong in your life. You're a joke. Dude, get out of my face. Not a worse anime ever. What the hell? You're going to come to my channel and tell me to get out of your face? I live here. What do you mean get out of my face? That's like you knocking on the door of my house and saying, "Get the fuck away from me." Like you came here. I was already here. You came to me. What the heck, dude? You are mean. Or this comment, I would be surprised if this man was even still alive, honestly. I think that deep web Bitcoin mobility scooter assassins have probably already been dispatched to his home, but the comment reads, "It's better than 90% of Japanese anime. One Piece is one of them." So, this person is, I think, trying to say that Lookism, the 8 episode shit pile that was made for approximately $45 is better than One Piece, which has held the title of the most beloved shonen in the world for 30 years now. I think that's how long the anime's been going on, just about 30 years, or like 25 years, over 2 decades. Are you insane? I've never even seen One Piece. However, I would never say this. This is fucking crazy to say. This is like, I don't know, going downtown at 3 a.m. and screaming at the top of your lungs that you have pockets full of crack. Like, what are you doing? This is a siren call for psychotic people. This comment is a really good example of not like specifically being repeated, but incredibly weird language being used. To the point where it's like, it doesn't read like a human wrote this because it says, "Nah, I'm satisfied," and then "it's great." Like, think about the look you would give to your homie if you were like, "Oh, let's go try this new restaurant," probably just hit the same spot. And then you go to the restaurant and he goes, and you go, "Do you like the food?" And he goes, "Nah, I'm satisfied." And you go, "Oh." And then he goes, "It was great. It was amazing. Loved it. It was perfect." And you're like, "Whoa, huh?" Like, real people don't talk like that. Real people don't give you like the bamboozle where they're like, "This sucked because of how good it was." Like, that's what, like, I don't know, turbo autism Reddit weeaboos talk like, not normal people. So, finally, we have the longest comment, and this one really embodies a lot of the kind of filth that's going on in the comment section. I guess we'll just read it first and then break it down piece by piece. "Come on, dude, at least get to know about the thing you're dissing about properly. I've been watching anime since 2007. Lookism manhwa is honestly way too good. It better than a lot of mangas. I hate the animation of Lookism, but it has potential. I would say wait for a few more seasons. It's going to be a 10 out of 10 anime series if it gets adapted properly. Just don't call it trash. The manhwa is just top tier. The first section of the manga is based on some silly high school drama, but after it goes on full hardcore old shonen. The manhwa is not dog shit. If you think like that, you haven't read the full manhwa and dropped it between the first section." So a lot to address there. Obviously, this person does not speak English like at all. This was probably using Google Translate. But let's just try and address it one at a time. Get to know about the thing you are dissing about properly. I've been watching anime since 2007. I think is supposed to be like one or related thoughts, but you've been watching anime since 2007. I that what the fuck does that matter to me? I've been watching professional baseball since like 2004, but I'm not ready to go pitch in the MLB, dog. Like that, you can watch things constantly and not understand them. I can watch grandmaster chess games right now and be like, yeah, I have no idea what that was. Cool. The amount of time you've spent watching something is irrelevant. It's about if you've put the work in to understand how things are. But if you're talking about Lookism in particular, I have read all 427 chapters of the manhwa, a lot of them multiple times because there are a lot of high points in it and a lot of absolute dog shit. And it's really sad to me that most manhwa is just like trash. It's just garbage. I'm not saying I don't read it, like I do, but I acknowledge that it's garbage. It's just like fighting nonstop with like no story. Lookism had a story, it had a message. That's cool. It set it apart. And now it's just evolved into like absolutely retarded gang violence. There's no main character anymore. The story is completely unanchored. It's just generic and bad now. On top of that, you said you hate the animation of Lookism, but it has potential. How the fuck does something have potential if you hate the animation? The animation is literally the most important part of anime by a mile. Everything else can be amazing, but if the animation is dog shit, then what's the deal here? Like, what do you mean potential? What is the potential? Wait for a few more seasons. This is not going to get a few more seasons. Like, I don't know. It might get a part two, maybe a season two. I'm assuming it'll be season one, part one and two is what they will end up doing because Netflix has done that before with anime. It's not going to get a few more seasons. What the fuck are you talking about? No way. Also, the manhwa is just top tier is absolutely a fucking lie. I could probably sit down for a video and name literally hundreds of manhwa that are better than Lookism. But then you turn around and say the first section of the manga. So you literally don't fucking know what you're talking about. Also, silly high school drama. That is not exactly what I would describe a series that is giving commentary on the social norms of Korea as a whole. The violence, the bullying, the discrimination of Lookism is not at all isolated to high school. It doesn't just happen in the school, other people get involved. It happens outside of school, it happens at his job. The whole thing is that this follows him everywhere he goes, every aspect of his life. This discrimination, this hate, this bullying is following him. It is permeating every aspect of his existence. It is not something that is just tied to school. You are a fucking idiot and you don't know anything about anything. And honestly, if I were you, I would take a good hard look at myself in the mirror and wonder why it is that when someone tries to tell a story about discrimination and how bad and how harmful it can be, you don't give a fuck. But then you can turn around and when all the chapters are just mindless punching, just people beating the shit out of each other that you have no reason to care about because they have paper thin backstories. I would really take a look at yourself and wonder why it is that the first thing couldn't hold your attention, but the second thing is something that you're praising to no end. You are a fucking snail of a human. Okay, let's get into some fun stuff. Let's talk conspiracies. We all love them. Okay, let me start by addressing something. All of the people in the comments section, right? If we break them down, it is like 90% foreign people. And I don't just mean not American. I mean foreign to both me and the culture that this series comes from. So what I mean by that is they're not Korean and they're not American. I mean, they're not from any native speaking English country. So that's a little bit strange, right? Why the fuck would this Korean series all of a sudden pop off so hard with these demographics? Well, I don't know. That I really don't know, but it's something worth noting. I'm guessing that the hard truth is that Lookism has devolved into something way more generic and simple than it once was, so we have to address the possibility that the reason it's been able to maintain some level of popularity is because it's being consumed by mostly non-English and non-Korean speakers, so they aren't reading the story and they're just looking at the pictures of people punching each other. There you go. That's the hard truth. However, there's also the smell of bots in the air. And, you know, something about Webtoon is that it's a really fucking shady company. And we've exposed tons of stuff before about like inflated view counts, bot comments, all that stuff. And so it's a little weird that make a video about the newest anime that has some connection to Webtoon, and then all of these weird uh comments come out that could very easily be bot comments. Here's a good example of one. And it's like everything about this says bot, right? It's got a weird emoji choice. It's got a random woman in the profile picture, and the comment is like off. It's almost passable as someone who doesn't speak English, but it's a little bit too weird where it says Lookism is a great anime in capital A anime series. I love it. So, and then there's punctuation after the emojis. So everything about this is really weird. So I can't rule out the possibility that a lot of these comments have been left by bots. So I don't know how many real comments there are on the video, but if I didn't address yours, my bad, bro. There's a whole heckin' lot of them, and I just couldn't do that. So thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video or you have no idea what I'm talking about, go watch the previous video, leave a like, whatever. And I will see you guys with another video very, very soon.